We've got more guests in the studio today as we head into next week. We've got another youth camp in the area, and that is Tiger Football Youth Camp. And head coach A.J. Cisco here with us. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, Charles. How are you, bud?
Not too bad. And who else did you bring with you here today?
I've got our defense coordinator, Coach Hayes, skill kid, receiver, DB, Julio Mendoza, and defensive lineman, Issac Duarte.
All right, how's everybody doing today? Good?
Good. Yeah, pretty good.
All right, guys. Good to hear that. Well, first off, Coach, I mean, how's the summer gone for you guys? I know you took a little bit you were busy in the middle weeks of May in the weight room. You took a little bit of time off around Memorial Day and then kind of got back into it last week or this week, you guys?
Last week, so we just finished our second week summer workouts. We're close to about 50 kids on average, just about every day, 6:30, 8:30 in the morning. And then we have freshmen come in this week, started from 9 to 10, and we've had anywhere between 22 to 26 freshmen coming in. So any pups coming up that are interested in playing, show up about 9 o'clock on Monday, get your workout in. All these upperclassmen know what to do, 6:30 in the morning. It's been good. We've got after them. I've done a lot of progression stuff, trying to get after them in the weight room, still 3 days a week, getting after it, and then get on the field and getting touches.
Yeah, it's to have that kind of numbers out there and to be involved. I know you're really encouraged by the amount of freshmen that are out there during the summer, because that's tough. Sometimes the freshmen just show up when camp rolls around in the fall, right?
That's true. Our upperclassmen understand the importance of the summer, and they have a certain number of workouts they got to hit. The freshmen not so much, because the parents and everybody don't understand the importance of getting in it. So we're very encouraged as a program to get 26 freshmen in there daily, and we want that number to continue to grow. And any freshman coming up, they can come in and start lifting, start learning terminology, understand, so it's not a total culture shock come August 13th when school starts.
Yeah. Coach Hayes, I mean, how important do you think the summer is for these kids to be in there and working out? And especially, I mean, is the weight room more than anything else, or is it getting the touches you feel like out there that there's a big difference?
No, it's a little bit of both. I mean, they got to hit the weight room, obviously, but we've been getting on the field a couple times during the week and doing 7-on-7, so we're getting ready for 7-on-7 stuff. And it takes a special kid to spend their summer getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and going down there and working hard for 2 hours. So we appreciate it as coaches, but I mean, that's what you need to do if you want to build a winning mentality.
Yeah. Julio, how hard is it to get up that 5:30 probably you're waking up in the morning?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, it's pretty hard. Like sometimes
6:15.
I show up pretty late sometimes because I don't wake up on time. But yeah, it's pretty hard. But that's what you got to do to.
Yeah. Do you guys encourage each other though? I mean, make sure you guys are getting into the weight room. I mean, it feels like it's kind of a group mentality to make sure you guys are all there, all working out and doing that stuff. Is that they're kind of that camaraderie with the team?
Yeah. Well, with me, they kind of get on my head because I'm late a lot, but.
Yeah.
But they're just their way of motivating me to get there on time and be there.
Yeah. Isaac, I mean, you kind of rib the guys a little bit, the ones that don't show up on time?
Yeah. Throughout the week, I'm like, let's go. Let's be there early. Let's start getting stretched and all that good stuff. And they're like, no. They're like, no, it's too early. I'm like, just get there early. And we usually get our pads ready and get ready for our practice throughout the week and all that good stuff.
Yeah, how much has the summer workouts helped you out? I mean, Coach came in calling you skinny, and
yeah,
do you really feel like you've been getting your conditioning better throughout the summer?
Yeah, it has. Coach Madden is out there with us, and when the skill guys are working out, and he's running us on the track and running us, I'm like, crap, and then we still have to finish our defense and offensive practice. It's kind of tough, but I mean, it's going to help us in the future.
Who's the best motivator of the coaches? I have a feeling that's Madden's probably one of the top ones, right?
Yeah, either Madden or Coach Cisco.
Yeah. In terms of really pushing the guys out there. Julio, how about you? I mean, who really gets you going the most, or maybe gives you a nice hard time when you're
probably Cisco.
Okay, yeah. and it's just motivation to get those guys working hard and getting used to what's coming here in a couple months, right, Coach?
Yeah, season starts in 2 months, and one of the things we'll always get on our kids, and we're going to motivate them to work hard, get after and compete. And we talk to our kids, winners win, and you got to compete to win. But when our kids leave, they know we love them. We're going to rib them a little bit, love on them a little bit, and joke around with them a little bit. But when it's work time, and get after and get better.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the reasons that we have you guys in here today is the youth camp, which is next week. It's Monday through Thursday,
Monday through Wednesday.
I'm sorry, and then it goes 9 to 11:30.
9 to 11:30 Monday through Wednesday at Tiger Stadium. Registration will be open at 8 o'clock on site at Tiger Stadium. It's $40 for the first child. If you have another sibling, that's child's $30. It's K through 8. We're not very strict about the age limit, so I've had some 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds parents call me and ask if their kids can do it, even though they're not necessarily in kindergarten. Absolutely. It's just a huge community deal. We want to show off our athletes and how proud of our young men we are of our young athletes, and put them in front of the youth, and let the youth have positive role models and identify what's supposed to be done, not only on the field but as kids growing up.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit last year. I mean, how important do you feel like it is for these guys, the high schoolers, to work with those youngsters and, get the feeling a little bit of being that responsibility, being the coach? I mean, kind of looking at it from your perspective maybe a little bit more.
It's huge. One of the things we do during the season is we take our kids and we send them to every elementary school throughout the season. So every elementary school gets to see our football players, and they eat breakfast with them, go to outside play, and then go into the classroom and not necessarily read stories to them, but they'll talk to them and talk to kids the importance of excelling in the classroom. And it's getting our kids to understand that compatibility, that this program is going to live on after they're long and gone and they've graduated and gone on and started their own families, that we want to make sure this foundation's set for many, many years to come. And it's going to start at our youth, at our young levels, and getting those 6 and 7-year-olds to grow up to want to be Tigers and bleed black and gold and live for going out there on a Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to get an idea of what exactly the program's like. Isaac, and what was your favorite part of going to the elementary schools? I mean, was there one in particular? Or?
I enjoyed talking to the young kids, and they would ask me what position I played and all that good stuff. It was nice eating breakfast with them and going out there and playing basketball with them after school. After breakfast, and then also we would go in the classrooms and read to them, and we were like leaders to them, and they would look up to us, and that was a good feeling and all that good stuff in the classroom.
All right, Julio, how about you? What did you enjoy about doing that last season?
I enjoyed just being there, because like them looking up at you, it's like really funny sometimes, because like their eyes are like wide open, and
they're asking them to sign autographs.
Yeah, autographs.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really cool to see them, and they just look up to us, and that's just what it's all about.
All right, Coach. I mean, tell me a little about what some of the things that you guys will go through with the kids. I mean, obviously it's getting to meet with them, work with them, but I mean, from a skill standpoint and getting to work with the kids, what are they going to?
So they're going to go through all the drills that our kids do. Okay. Our actual football players will be the ones that actually run the camp. They're going to be coaching them. They'll have their breakdown groups. All our kids get to bounce around and do different things. So even our big kids that are linemen in the youth leagues, they're going to go learn how to throw a football and act like a running back and do the running back drills and do all those things. So everybody gets to bounce around and participate in everything. We do all 3 phases of the game. Teaching fundamentals, the kids run it, our kids run it, and then we'll talk a little bit about leadership, discipline, and what it takes to excel going forward and becoming a great, whether you become a Tiger football player or not, becoming a great athlete, becoming a great young individual, and growing up into a great person.
Yeah. Coach Hayes, I mean, them having to teach, does that help them make them a better player, you feel like, when they have to teach somebody else the skills that maybe they're going to have to do out there on the field? Do you feel like that translates pretty well?
Yeah, I think it absolutely translates, because playing and coaching is a lot different. So when you're telling somebody to do something, you really need to know what you're talking about. And I think it helps them out, and obviously, the kids really do look up to them. So it's good stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm sure it'll be a fun deal coming up next week. Again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It'll be at Tiger Stadium, 9 to 11:30. And again, 8 o'clock sign up on Monday. That's the 25th for those that want to be involved with that. You can contact Coach Cisco. Go ahead, Coach.
We have a Facebook page. It's Tiger Football 2018. All information about anything Tiger football-wise, freshman level all the way up to varsity level, is located on that Facebook page. It has information. You can reach through that Facebook page to get somebody in contact with me. I do have some information on there if you have questions about how to get in touch with. There's flyers about our youth camp and any information we can give you guys. We want to make this a big deal. We want to make this a huge event for our community, and something that our young kids look forward to every year, of getting ready to go and participate in our youth football camp.
All right. Guys, first 7-on-7 tomorrow, right? You excited?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
All right.
Yeah.
Julio, what's your favorite part of 7-on-7s? I mean, you got a chance to do it the last couple of years.
7-on-7 is probably the route running, and because that's mainly what I did last year. That's what I performed the best in, was my route running and getting open to where I can be open to make a play, and yeah, just
and seeing a little bit of competition, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and seeing what's out there.
Isaac, how about you, buddy?
It's pretty fun being out there with a bunch of big dudes and linemen from other schools. It's fun. And there's a bunch of challenges we do. So we got bench 185 as many times as we can, flip tires, and just different obstacle courses. And it's really fun. It's hot out there, but yeah, we enjoy it.
That's one of the cool things I like about 7-on-7s are becoming. And it used to be more about the quarterbacks and the running backs, but they've started putting the lineman challenges in there. So for guys like you, that's got to be exciting when you go to a 7-on-7, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Coach, I bet you like that the 7-on-7 is a little bit more well-rounded these days. The linemen are involved a little bit more than, because I mean 7-on-7s are they're more for skill players than they are for the big fellas.
They are. I'm not a huge 7-on-7 guy.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's competition, and we harp on our kids. They don't hand you a blue trophy in July for winning a 7-on-7. We want to see our kids compete. How do they rebound from a mistake? How do they rebound from a failure? And teaching our kids perseverance and resiliency through that fact. I love the lineman challenge stuff. We're actually taking 2 lineman teams up there along with the varsity and JV team. So now the fat daddies get to go have some fun and do some stuff and get after it. And they compete too. That's what the part about it that's great is our linemen get to compete against other linemen from other schools.
Yeah, Coach Hayes, defensively, because it's more probably linebackers and DBs that'll get something out of a 7-on-7, and we mentioned the linemen that'll get to work on it. When you talk to you guys about 7-on-7s, what do you want them working on when they head over to those?
Just basically getting to the right spots. So whatever coverage we're in, making sure they're in the right spots. We all look forward to that 102-degree temperature whenever we go down there. Yeah.
Yeah, not exactly the nicest time of year to be doing those things, but at least you're wearing shorts and a T-shirt, and it's not full pads or anything
absolutely.
like that.
Right.
That's I guess a small silver lining in all of that. Not much of one at all, but it is all day tomorrow over at NMSU. And I also got to think it's, for you guys, a fun experience to go over there and play on the field at New Mexico State. I mean, Julio, is that something you kind of look forward to do?
Yeah, I really like it. And next to the stadium, it's really cool. Last year, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Isaac, how about you? Is that something cool to be there at the university and to go be playing over there?
Yeah, that's cool. And we see all the NMSU football players, and at that moment, we look up to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a good experience and it's pretty fun.
How when you go to those NMSU or you go to ENMU 7-on-7s, are the current players pretty active in what's going on over there?
They're the officials.
They're the officials for it. Okay,
Yeah, so the coaches will bounce around and kind of monitor the fields that are going on, because you'll have they'll separate the big classes and the small schools. So our JVs will be on one side of the stadium with the JVs and small schools, and then all the big schools will be on the other side. So there's anywhere between 10, 12 games going on, and their players are the ones officiating, and then their coaches walk around and kind of are the supervisors and helping out with any questions or anything. It's a fun environment. It's a great recruiting tool for these universities to do. It's a great thing for our kids to go up there and see that university and see those upperclassmen, see the college guys, and maybe have a goal of wanting to get there one day.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. I mean, and they talk about it. I mean, in terms of looking up, that's that different step in football from the little kids to middle school to freshmen and so on and so on. There's such big differences between each level that there's always something to learn. It seems like.
Absolutely, and when you go to these 7-on-7s, we're going to go to New Mexico Military Institute in July and do it. It's just a great opportunity to sell their programs and to sell our programs. Let's put our kids in front of their eyes, put our kids in front of other high schools' eyes, coaches around here, and let those schools know who our kids are and how great they are as young men and the discipline that we're teaching them and instilling.
All right. Isaac, tackle this year, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what you're getting. Now, were you tackle last year as well?
I really didn't play O-line last year. I played more of a D-line last
Okay,
year.
that's what I thought. I was going to say. I was trying to remember. So, are you excited to get on the offensive line of things?
I'm really excited. That's what I've been doing these past few weeks. Is I'm just watching film from last year and just reading my blogs and just different plays that we're going to be running this next year.
So it's something new, something exciting for you to get into. They're going to have you do any defense this year? Or going to try to keep you on offense?
I'm playing defense too. I'll be playing a one technique on for the D line, and same thing, just D line. I'm trying to get 1 yard in the field and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Julio, I mean, they kind of moved you around all kinds of different places last year. What's the idea for you this year? I mean, because I know the big thing is want to be able to utilize your speed, and you are one of the fastest guys out there for sure.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be playing mostly slot receiver with Tom Turnbull, and that's probably the main thing I'll be playing around. I really enjoyed that position, and it was a good spot for me, and I really enjoyed it.
Cool. So excited about, I mean, anything new for you this year in terms of what you'll be playing, or kind of the same positions that you had last year?
Probably around the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit of running back maybe, and that's just about it.
All right. Well, and Coach, I mean, do you feel like maybe this year, I mean, it's hard to tell in the middle of the summer. You guys are going to know who you have a little bit more as when it rolls around, but you guys going to have a little bit more balance in terms of not having to go both ways with everybody on both offense and defense. Is a little bit more interchangeability for you guys?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what Coach Cisco is trying to get. We're trying to get 22 starters now. Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult in the beginning, but hopefully it works itself out towards the end of the year. I mean, we want as many people on the field as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. More experience, more guys that know what they're doing out at the varsity
Yeah,
level,
absolutely.
sure.
And the kids that played last year, I mean, that was kind of their introduction to varsity football. They were young kids. Now they get the opportunity to have some experience, hit the field, and, hopefully be a lot better.
Yeah. Coach, tell us a little bit about the Night of Champions that you guys have got coming up. That's something else along with the youth camp that's coming up as well.
Yeah, so the Night of Champions is our first big fundraiser for our football program, and it's free to the public. It'll be 6 p.m. at Tiger Stadium in the south end zone, and it's a chance to showcase our kids and all the hard work they put in from last November up to this point, and to see the growth that they've gained strength-wise in different lifts, and just to put our kids in front of the community, let the community come out and see our kids, and they can understand how hard they've been working and getting their tails kicked for about 6-7 months now. What it is, it's a lift-a-thon. So what our kids go do, and they go out and get pledges, and they get a pledge per pound, or they can get a flat donation. So Isaac over here can go ask somebody, and they'll get a 5-cent pledge per pound. When we max them in a bench squat and clean on Friday, we'll total the weight and say, all right, this is how much you need to go collect from this individual for donating, and we do all the math for them, so that way they don't have to worry about it. But it's a huge fundraiser. We'll have music going. We'll be highlighting certain kids. Our freshmen will be involved as well, just to make sure that they're a part of this whole thing, and the parents will actually be down on the track, walking around and being close to the environment and seeing how important the weight room is to our success come this fall.
All right. And is it this Friday or next Friday?
It's next Friday.
Next Friday, okay.
Next Friday, the
29th.
The 29th, next Friday, Night of Champions in the stadium. And like I said, it's a huge deal. Come see our kids. It's kind of your first introduction to what Tiger football will be in 2018, and get to see those kids. And they all saw them last year, sophomores, playing, and then kind of see the growth and develop of them as juniors now.
Yeah. And I think, community support, and I'll say that I felt like the community. We know how much of a struggle it was at times for you guys last season. The community, got behind you guys, and you want to keep on building that and keep you guys these guys knowing that the fans are behind them and working with them to try and get the program going the way you want it to this year.
Yeah, this program can't survive or can't thrive unless we have a community behind it, and these kids understand the importance of it, and they were made very well of it at the last 2 games of the year when we're having 4,000 or 5,000 people still in the stands watching us compete and being proud of these kids competing their tails off for the final 2 games of the year. So these guys understand the importance of it, and we want the community to understand the importance of this football program. And we got the opportunity, like I spoke about last year, to be one of the 5 towns in the state that have big school football and only 1 high school. And we've got to continue to grow it and continue to develop it, and it starts with our community to rally around to support these young men.
And I think, again, we've seen the possibilities, going forward. I know the freshman team had a big group. They're coming up as sophomores this year. You got this group of, both of you were sophomores last year, right?
Yes.
Okay, so juniors this year. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. We're in that transition period in the middle of the year. I'm like, okay, are these sophomores or juniors? I can't remember. And we were also talking off air beforehand that the middle school seemed to be having good numbers as well. So the Tiger football is healthy, across the board down to the middle school level. There's a lot of things to be excited about.
It's exciting for the future. This thing's growing in the right direction, and it might not have reflected in the wins and losses last year. The fact that we came in here in week 10 last year and we were 0-9, and we still had every kid show up at 7 a.m. for weightlifting speaks dramatic values about how resilient these kids are and how tough they are and how important everything we do is, and we're teaching the accountability and discipline aspect of it. So we're excited in that regard. We're excited for what the future holds. We're focused on 2018 right now, and we're excited to build this thing and make sure this thing's permanent for 20, 30 years in the long term, and make sure this is a true powerhouse football program in the state.
Yeah, Coach, what did you learn about the character of this group last year? I mean, it's easy to show up when you're winning. It's more difficult to show up when things are going tougher. It seemed like this group had a high amount of character to be able to show up, go to the weight room and do the tough things all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we got is a group of kids that are very resilient, and that's one of the most important aspects to life. I mean, you need to be able to overcome. If things don't go right that day, you get back up in the morning the next day and make it better.
Yeah. And you were more working with the freshman group last year, is that right? Or were
I was actually... Yeah, I was coaching the freshmen.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, for what were you seeing from that group? That you feel like there's a good amount of talent coming up through that team.
Yeah, I think so. We got a pretty good, talented group coming up from the freshmen, and I think we got another class coming up that's going to be 9th graders this year. Just got to be a little patient, and I think it's going to mesh well.
Yeah, absolutely. Julio, how did you guys, keep yourself up and stay a tight-knit group last year? As I said, it's difficult to when things aren't going the way that you want it to. What was the way that you guys stayed together as a group and kept working hard?
Maybe in the weight room and conditioning together. Just being around each other is real hard whenever you're like pushing yourselves and pushing each other, and yeah, I think that's what helped us keep together.
Yeah, Isaac, was a little bit of a us against the world mentality a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, it was really tough, and I mean every day getting up at 7 in the morning, at 6 in the morning when you're 0-10 is just like crap. Come on, you know what I mean? But we just stuck it out, and we were a family, and we have just. And we were always together, football players, and we just kept talking. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to work harder and work harder. And we have a really good brotherhood right now. We have a really good relationship between all of us. So, and that's what's helping us, and that's what helped us last year throughout the season.
Now, it certainly seems like something like that will pay off for this group. And, Coach, I mean, you got to feel like that kind of attitude and that type of mentality is going to pay off for these guys in the
It is. We went in last year, and we talked about raising the standard of excellence, and both on the field and in the classroom. And now our mantra this year is expect to win. We're returning a giant chunk of last year. Now we got to have that mentality. We're going to go win games and not just go out there and go through the motions or what. So, but we're going to win games, and we've got to expect to win games. And we talk to our kids about competition all the time, compete at everything we do, and winners win. And we want our kids to believe that, not only on the field, but in the classroom and life, and carry that with them for the rest of their life.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fun week next week. Again, Monday through Wednesday, it is the youth camp. Again, if you're looking for information on that, go to Tiger Football 2018 Facebook page, and you can find everything that you need. Go ahead, Coach.
Shout out to Lowe's Supermarket for donating 12 cases of water for us for tomorrow for the 7-on-7. Shout out to Albertsons. They're going to be donating watermelons. So every day our kids come off of that youth camp, they're going to have watermelon ready for them to go and get it taken care of. So shout out to those people in the community, and anybody else in the community wants to get involved and help take care of our kids. We'd love to have them.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody who wants to volunteer and help out with Tiger Football, I know all the coaches and players would love to have them.
And one last thing, the pledge per pound. If one of our kids doesn't hit you up and you're interested in coming to Night of Champions and watching this whole event, and you want to make a pledge at that time or make a donation, we will have Bush Club officers there with pledge sheets going, and we'll tie it to an individual kid or so to make sure that everybody in the community has a chance to come see these great young men.
Night of Champions is next Friday night. That starts at 6 o'clock next
6 o'clock.
All right, 6 o'clock next Friday night. So hopefully things will cool off a little bit, and everybody will sun will be a little bit further down and have a good time there. And again, get the kids involved, kindergarten through 8th grade. But as Coach said, that's not a for sure thing there. It can be younger.
Yeah,
than
let's bring all the young kids in, let them come see the great, and have role models and identify great people. We've got females. I had some parents reach out to me about their daughters coming in. I was like, absolutely, let's bring them all. Yeah,
that was something I was talking about the other day. I guarantee you, Coach Cisco, boys and girls, anybody wants to come out and play, they want you to be a part of Tiger Football, and that's certainly what we'd like to hear. Coach, appreciate the time today.
Charles, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having us anytime we come back, and thanks for everything you guys do.
Hey, Coach Ace, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Guys, good luck this season. I'm sure we'll talk to you down the road, and have fun next week. Have fun this weekend, all right?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.